Hello, my name is Tia, also known as Costume Fiend because I'm both evil and excessively fond of dressing up. As I'm sure I mentioned either in a video or in one of my posts, the end of the year is kind of rough on me mentally. There are many reasons for this, but I'm not here to trauma dump. I just wanted to talk about some of the Christmas movies slash specials I've enjoyed over the years and how in my attempts to cheer myself up, I've kind of gotten to revisit some of that list. Growing up, my parents weren't very overtly religious, and they didn't really make my sister and I go to church often. We went for like special occasions, including Christmas Eve, but overall, my relationship to Christianity has always been a rather shallow one. I mean, I'm currently obsessed with the Greek goddess Aphrodite, so clearly, like, everything at church totally worked and it stuck. But anyway, seriously though, I have a lot of mixed feelings on Christmas as a holiday, but I can acknowledge the importance of traditions and routines and how along the way the interruption of those things probably contributes to poor mood at this time. The problem is everyone has expectations about this time of year and people get weird if you do things differently, which makes you feel all kinds of pressure. For example, I kind of realized I don't really enjoy decorating the tree, so now as an adult, I've kind of decided to deprioritize that. There's no point of trying to do something that doesn't make me happy if the goal is to make me feel better. So that being said, moving on to the movies and specials. As is probably really obvious, I love TV and film, and watching stuff requires very little effort or energy on my part, so diving back into holiday media made a lot of sense. Elf is pretty much just Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but with Will Ferrell as Rudolph, and it's kind of become a classic, so that's kind of one of the first ones I watched this year. And it also got me thinking of a much lesser known Rudolph adaptation, which features the voice of Drew Barrymore playing the titular Olive and all of the other reindeer. It's a cute animated feature that I haven't watched in a long time. If you've never seen it or heard of it, I'd recommend the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Elf, and all of the other reindeer triple feature. I talk about it more in my next video, but How the Grinch Stole Christmas is also something I end up watching, and as I cover in said next video, I believe it's a rare live action adaptation of a book slash animation that kind of stands well on its own. Another remake that's usually nice at this time of year is The Preacher's Wife with Whitney Houston and Denzel Washington. This is kind of on the list of black movies that I actually didn't realize had a white counterpart until I was an adult. And on the note of black Christmas movies, some of them I don't even tend to seek out. They just kind of end up on TV at some point, either because my mom puts them on or it just happens. But yeah, so like this Christmas and Almost Christmas are kind of the top two for that. For when you feel like crying, you kind of can't go wrong with The Best Man Holiday. And in recent years, I enjoyed the Netflix movie Jingle Jangle, which was a musical that definitely felt like a nod to Christmas specials of old. I also recently liked the movie Boxing Day, which is Christmas adjacent. And going back to lesser known animated specials for a moment, there was a made for TV movie titled Santa Baby that featured Gregory Hines, Vanessa Williams, and Eartha Kitt that I used to love and got into again. I know usually every year I say that Eartha Kitt is the only person who's allowed to sing the song Santa Baby, but I do remember that Vanessa Williams kind of does a cover of it that's cute, and to be fair, she's singing alongside Eartha Kitt, so I kind of allow that to be an exception. Um, Also, I ended up watching Last Holiday a few weeks ago, but like with Boxing Day, it's kind of actually a good movie to transition from Christmas into the new year. And rounding out things, I also watched Eloise at Christmas Time and a few movies that aren't holiday movies per se, but that just take place during winter time slash have a winter theme, like the rom-com The Cutting Edge. There's no surefire way to guarantee avoiding the holiday slash winter blues, but I found that at the very least trying to watch these movies and specials helps me to at least feel like I've accomplished some goals, and they tend to have happy or hopeful messaging, so it rarely hurts to dive back into them. Obviously, I don't know what this time of year is like for anyone listening, but like with anything in life, it mostly seems to come down to figuring out what works best for you, regardless of what other people are doing, especially if you live in the Northeast because it's cold and dark, and capitalism forces some people to be even more productive this time of year, even though this is when we should be doing the most resting. Basically, just try not to beat yourself up, and if you like TV and movies the way I do, try to watch at least one or two things that make you feel better during this time, whether they're specifically holiday related or not. In any case, I do have a Kofi page, but for this short video, I don't want to do the whole spiel. Honestly, I'd rather people just focus on themselves right now. So other than that, leave a like if you liked, subscribe for more nerdy rambling, and as always, have a good one.